Welcome back everybody to more from the Stabilize. I'm Blake and I'm here today with Jordan for a matchup. Jordan, how's it going?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
That's good, and this matchup today is a very special one between Guzzlord Stack Attacker and Giratina Malamar, the updated version with some new stuff from Cosmic Eclipse. So tell us about it, Jordan.
Yeah, it should be a pretty exciting game. I know that Malamar tends to struggle against decks that have like a bunch of healing stuff, but it's also pretty good at trading against tag teams, so I can very easily see this matchup going either way, to be honest.
But one new thing it's got going for is that it's even better against Pokemon that rely on abilities now than it was before. So with that new Mimikyu. So
Yep, and this deck is no exception.
what would you like, Jordan? Heads or tails?
Tails, please.
Tails? Tails it is.
You got it. Alright, I'll be going first for this one then.
Alright, I have a mulligan.
Yeah, you don't play a super high amount of basic Pokemon out list. I think it's 9, is that correct? 9 or 10?
10. 10 basics, so respectable. 6 of the deck.
Yeah. Or is it 11? It might be 11 actually. I forget how many pheromones.
No, you're right, it is 11. It is 11,
Yeah.
just over.
So, respectable amount. Not quite as many as Malamar, but
No, but you play much more Pokemon than I do. But yeah,
not a significant difference.
it's going to be a curious matchup. Obviously, both typically slow starters. I've got myself a basic.
Cool. I'll take one extra because it was an NK and I'm really happy I did.
Alright.
And we'll get started. I think going first in this matchup's a pretty big deal as well because Guzzlord is pretty fat. It takes a little while to get set up, so I'm going to appreciate the extra time.
Yeah, he's a chunky boy.
So we'll see how I go for the setup. I've got a hand with no trainer cards in it right now, so the setup is just pretty big. I've got a couple good things. I've got a Lily there, but I've got a whole bunch of nothing here. So I'm actually going to prioritize the mysterious treasure, knowing that I've got a pretty decent setup in hand, and you're not really going to be applying too much pressure. So I can go ahead and treasure to grab myself another NK, and I think realistically, as long as I set myself up to start attacking turn 2, get turn 2 Shadow Impact off, I feel like I can at least apply a whole bunch of pressure before you can set up, which seems important.
Yeah.
So I've got the Giratina with the attachment, and I think I'm happy to pass it back to you.
No worries. I will draw for turn. Alrighty. I've got a decent start. I don't need too much to get going, but I've got a dark attachment, and I've got an ultra space, and I'll use it.
I guess one of the annoying things for your deck is you've got quite a few bad openers, because I would say that Stack Attack is obviously the worst opener, and Guzzlord's probably the second worst. So you've got 8 average openers and 3 really good ones, but it's not the end of the world if you're.
I'm honestly I treat Guzzlord as a good opener because I expect Guzzlords to take damage. You know, that's
fair enough.
That's what they're there to do basically. They take damage and they apply pressure at the same time, but it just takes a while for the pressure side of things to come along. But yeah, so we'll go for a Stack Attacker, and then I should play a Cherish Ball too. I might grab myself a second one.
It's interesting seeing the Ultra Space, because now that Malamar's playing that baby Blacephalon, I've actually got a Pokemon that I can search for with Ultra Space, which could make my Pokemon communications a little more clean.
Yeah, there's a nice little fixer for Pokemon communications for you.
I mean, it doesn't help that I'm already holding the Blacephalon.
None of my tool cards are especially useful. You only play one GX, and I don't expect to be knocking it out, so I'll touch a Choice Helmet, and that'll just be my turn.
Yeah, seems fine. Roll for sleep because I have to, not because it matters. And hey, we got a pretty good top deck. So I've got the attachment, I'll bench a second Jirachi, and then we'll just delete for 4. Not too bad at all.
Pretty good.
As I said, all I really want is an attack this turn, so that's what I'm going to be going for. I don't think I've hit it though. I don't think I can get it. See what we get off. One more Stellar Wish. I don't think there's anything that can get it for me though.
Malamar and a way to discard an energy.
Well, I've got the energy in the discard already. It's just don't have access to a way out of the active right now. But I'll go ahead and take advantage of that valuable Cephalon and may as well search it straight out again with the Ultra Space.
I was gonna say, I was like, well, you didn't even use the Ultra Space, you're just holding it.
Yeah, exactly. It was a little annoying, but means I get to keep it for next turn, I suppose. So I've got a powered up Tina. He's not coming active this turn, but I'll at least make him look a little intimidating on the bench here.
He's a scary guy.
And then pass it back over to you.
Yeah, obviously I've got the most of the stuff I would like to see, but I don't have a supporter, so I'll just Ultra Space again. And
I mean, as long as you keep getting manual attachments, I think you're in a fine spot, right?
yeah, I'll just grab my Pheromosa here. I've got a manual attachment, but then after that, starting to look a bit dicey. So.
And you do need to find that psychic energy soon as well.
Yeah, specifically the psychic as well.
I imagine Viridian Forest, when I eventually put that down, which I'm sure I'll have to do at some point, that could potentially help you out quite a bit.
It could. Attach the weakness guard, which won't come up in this matchup, but it's a colorless attachment, so that's fine enough for me, and I'll pass it to you.
Alright. So, I finally get to declare an attack. I'm not even going to risk using Stellar Wish here. I'm just going to attach to the active and retreat. Get my Giratina into the active. There's nothing else that's too important for me to do right now. I think I might accelerate one more energy to the bench just in case things are looking a little dicey next turn. But for now, I'm just going to declare Shadow Impact for 110 damage, I believe it is.
Yep, so Ultra Wall is going to just block 20 damage, 10 for each stack attacker, which is nice for me, makes it a bit easier to heal off, and I'll draw for 10.
110 certainly a respectable amount.
Alright. Did not find that attachment, which is not great.
What is the what's the base effect for the GX attack if you force use it? Is it just flip your prizes?
It's just flip the prizes, yep.
Yeah, that's not very good here. I mean, it's not bad, but I wouldn't want to use it.
No, certainly not. I'm going to grab a NagaLord out of my deck with Ultra Space. And I'll Cherish Ball. And I'll grab a Stack Attacker.
He's filling up all of his stack attackers. Which is going to be annoying for now, but it could cost you later on if you play too many.
Yeah, it's true. So what I'm going to do is going to eat my secret Buzzwole Pheromosa that I had started with to heal 50.
Oh, I thought it healed 60. 50, is it?
60, yeah, it is too. Yeah.
Right. Either way would have been fine, but 60 is better.
Yeah, it is. I don't think there's any need to worry about what you can do in response, so you have enough Malmars down to get down your Mega Lopunny and then kill me this turn. I don't think you don't have the energy for it either, so it'd have to be some ridiculous turn.
I do have exactly enough down that if I drew perfectly I could pull it off, but it would be a pretty massive combo.
Yeah, I think I'm just happy to pass.
Sure thing.
Having thinned as much as I can to try and make it easier for me to draw this Psychic.
Yeah, I'm not really doing too much over here. I've got everything I need to pull off attacks, which is the important part. But right now, I think I'm going to actually consider just benching this Megalopunny and starting to charge it up on the bench. Just making sure that I can apply pressure early on. It does take away my last bench space for the Mimikyu, which I want to get into play soon, but I don't think that's too big an issue. For now, I'm just going to... You know what, I will play Lily for 2. I think that's worth it.
Yep.
And then I'll settle for the Shadow Impact, dealing another 40 damage to myself. And that'll put you onto another 110. So there'll be 160, I believe.
Yep. And then I'll draw for 10.
160 is respectable.
Still no Psychic to be seen, so this is not great. I'm just not drawing my supporters here.
Yeah, like usually you'll just be able to search for it with Steven's resolve, right? And then you would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just find another NagaLord here.
I guess if there's one thing that your deck can do pretty well, it is stall for time. You can keep yourself alive for a lot longer than most other decks would be able to if they're getting Shadow impacted every turn.
I'll eat this, and then I'll Great Potion.
Yep, so my last attack didn't exist.
It did not.
I've dealt more damage to myself than I have to you.
It's true. And I'll pass for turn. Pretty frustrating at this point, but
yeah, and I've got the exact amount of damage if I was able to find a Shrine of Punishment this turn to knock you out with the NagaLord Punny. But I don't think that's going to be an option available to me right now. But right now, obviously, you're not applying any pressure, so I think I'm fine to just hold my hand and just keep declaring Shadow Impact until eventually you punish me for it. I don't know where this 40 is going to go. I can't keep it on Tina forever, so let's just keep it on Tina until you force me to do otherwise.
No worries. Alright, draw for turn. Okay. I found another basic, and it just wasn't the Psychic, so that's not great. I'm going to Ultra Space.
Yeah, that's a bit of the cost of having to play those weak guard energies. You are going to struggle to find each of your basic energy at times. Like, in theory, I guess there could be something like a rainbow energy. If you're not too scared of fairy type Pokemon, you could just have that little bit of extra consistency there, but I don't know how you'd be able to deal with those fairy Pokemon if you don't play weak guard.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll eat it.
Let me guess, Great Potion as well?
No, I don't have the Great Potion.
Oh, he doesn't have the Great Potion.
But I'm going to bench this one.
Wait, did you heal only 6? Did you heal only 50 again?
I think I did, yeah. Yeah. And I'm just going to attach a Darken a choice and then pass it to you.
Probably the next best thing you can do.
Yeah,
Alright.
because there's already enough damage that the low punny can kill me, so if that's what you choose to do, then I'd rather just have the attachments ready to go.
Yeah, this is what I'd like to do, but I don't think it's too important. I think I'm probably just better off keeping this low punny on the bench until I really need to use it. Yeah, I'm honestly just... I know it's the boring thing to do, but I'm just going to keep declaring Shadow Impact until you force me to do something else.
Yep, I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I'm slowly starting to deal more damage to you than to myself.
Alright, weakness guard energy, so now I've got two identical Guzzlords. I'm going to Ultra Space again. I'll take a Pheromosa.
Man, you play quite a lot of supports in that list as well for memory.
I really do.
No Coach Trainer, no Stevens, no... Not even a Lana or Mallow to heal a bit more damage.
Guzma and Hala would get me out of it too, because I play the Beast energy.
Ah, yes, of course. But no, we're stuck doing this instead. Well, it'll be interesting to see if you can come back from it.
I'm going to eat that, and then it's just going to be your turn.
Alrighty. So how much damage is there on your active Pokemon now?
150.
150. So, we're getting close.
Getting close.
I'm currently 10 damage away from knocking you out with just another Shadow Impact.
10.
So we're going to chuck a Spell Tag on the active, just in case
you need to do 130.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry, it'd be 20 off, right? Yeah, we'll just declare 110 damage, I believe.
All right.
And I'll chuck. I don't know where this is going. I guess onto an Inkay. I don't think you're going to use Jet Punch this turn.
Alright. I am going to Ultra Space.
Surely you've drawn something by now, right?
I'll grab a Stack Attacker. Oh, I'm on. Healing doesn't do anything for me here, so.
I'm just waiting. Something's got to happen, right? You're gonna start making plays sooner or later.
Yeah, I mean, I got a.
There we go.
I got a Lana Mallow, and I discard 2 Stack Attackers. So I'm gonna heal 120, and then I'm just gonna go to this Pheromosa and pass.
Yep, doesn't really matter if I take that one out. Okay, Finally got a card that's like probably worth playing. But now that you've got a non-GX in the active, it's probably not worth playing. This is so conflicting. I'm going to play it just to be interested. So just to do something on my turn rather than just firing an attack. I'm going to play Switch into my Jirachi, and then we'll go for Stellar Wish and see what happens here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, a Cynthia. I can see a new hand. This is very exciting. I guess I'll attach an energy to Mega Lopunny here. Skateball into the other Jirachi, and then we'll go ahead and Cynthia.
Yep, no worries.
Finally playing some new cards. How exciting.
Must be great.
Man, people call Malamar the inconsistent deck. It's every deck that's inconsistent, right, Blake?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing draws well in this format. Alright, we get a second Malamar, which is pretty solid. And then I believe I'm happy to just go back into Giratina. And how much HP is the Pheromones have? It's 110, right?
It's 110, so yeah, you're killing it.
Yeah, you just take the straight knockout onto your Pheromones. I'm starting to run out of places to put the damage, because I don't want to put too much on a Malamar, otherwise they get sniped. Same goes for the Jirachi. But if I put it on the Mega Lopunny, it can be knocked out with a Beast Energy. But I'm happy to take a prize card at least.
Draw for turn.
So the number of damage counts on my board, it represents the number of turns I've used Shadow Impact in a row. So I've used it 6 turns in a row now, and I just took my first knockout.
I'm gonna Ultra Space. And I am going to fail.
You can use Guzzlord's ability on the bench, right?
Yeah. I can, but I am out of Pokemon, so...
Well, you did discard 2 with Lana Mallow, so that makes sense.
Alright. And then I suppose I'll get rid of Ultra Space and replace it with Chaotic Swell.
Seems fair.
And I'll pass the turn.
Alright. Oh, I just drew a Stadium card for the first time this match. I guess I'll just... How much damage is Mega Lopunny doing, actually? 6, 12, 18, 24, 300 minus 30 from the Choice Helmet. So I actually can't kill your Guzzlord right now because of that Choice Helmet and the stack attack.
Minus 50, so you would only be doing 250.
Yep, so here we are, going for another Shadow Impact.
110.
I've officially run out of places to put the damage now.
Nice.
So hopefully I'll be able to do something else next time.
Alrighty.
More importantly, hopefully you'll be able to do something
Hey,
next time.
Coach Trainer. 1.
You get to see 4 more cards.
We got a Psychic. We did it.
Oh my gosh. This is exciting.
It is exciting. Alright. And I'm gonna declare Jet Pierce for 180.
Yep, it does. I know it's not a dark type. I was a dark type for a second there. I'm just going to say it's a lot more.
No.
Alright, so I get to activate a spell tag, so I'm just going to chuck all 40 damage onto your bench, Guzzlord.
Yep.
Because I believe I should be able to get the knockout in the active with my Lopunny this turn, so I'm not too worried about that. You can go ahead and use Psychic Recharge, 1 onto the Mega Lopunny. And we can activate a Stellar Wish. Man, it's so exciting, playing cards down and everything. Oh, there's a couple good cards here. I think I'm going to take Great Catch out of hand.
Yep.
Because that's potentially the only card I'm going to need to win the game next time. We'll see what happens. I think I may as well, as much as I don't want to ditch it, I'll just get rid of the Chaos Swell with Shrine of Punishment.
Sure thing.
Retreat into the Lopunny. And then we'll do, so it's 60 base, plus 60 more for each DX your opponent has, so that's an additional 240 for 300 base, therefore 250, which will be enough for the knockout.
Yep.
You get 3 more prizes, and I'm kind of close to winning now.
Alright, promote Guzzlord. How much HP does my low penny have?
So I've got 240 HP total. Which is the exact reason why I made sure none of the 40 damage placements went onto the low penny.
Fair enough.
Because if you could Beast Energy for knockout here, all of a sudden you'd be like, basically be able to lock up game almost, if you could heal as well.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm too far back on this one. I can reset Stampede, but I can't get rid of this low punny, so we'll just go to another one, because these games are going to take a lot of time.
Yep, that is something to keep in mind with these decks. So we are playing, obviously, a best of 3 50-minute match. I believe you're timing it, aren't you, Blake? So we've got a bit of an idea as to how this game would go in an actual set. I imagine you probably would have actually scooped that game quite a bit earlier if it was a real tournament. But we'll see how far we end up making it.
I think as soon as I had to get another Guzzlord, I think that was when I was done, basically.
But like, imagine that exact same game, right? Except you have a Psychic Energy.
Yeah.
Like, you basically just win, right?
I think so. But then you have room for Mimikyu then, but in theory you can make room for Mimikyu and stuff like that.
Would have been a very different game. I would have started attacking with Lopunny a lot sooner. I would have maybe gone to some different attackers, but I definitely think it would have been really hard for me to deal with you just attacking from like turn 3 onwards there.
Alright. I will start this one.
Yep, that seems fair. And I've got myself a pretty decent opener once again.
Alright.
And you've got yourself an even better opener than last game.
Draw for turn. I'm going to start this game with a pretty cute Beast Ball.
Oh, going blind on this one.
Alright.
Any luck?
I have
Sure.
luck. It is something.
Better than nothing. At least it's plus 60 damage later on in the game, potentially.
That is for sure. Ultra Space, and I'll use Ultra Space. Grab myself NagaLord Tag Team. And then
Yeah, once again, I think as long as you get an attachment down to a NagaLord, I think it's a perfectly fine turn 1.
play Guzmahala.
And that'll do it. So remind me, what cards does that search for? I know it gets a
searches a space effect,
energy, right?
Space effect stadium. It searches for a stadium. If I discard 2, I can search my deck for a special energy and a tool card.
Oh, so it specifically has to be a special energy. Good to know. So you couldn't use it to find like a psychic energy. But yeah, you've got that beast energy, so
it should help fill the void of whatever basic I don't draw on these coming turns.
Yeah. And ideally you'll be able to find like a Stevens or something to be able to draw energy cards at some point before it's too late.
And then yeah, I'm just happy with that.
Alright, so I'm actually very happy to see you put that Ultra Space down. So I opened double Pokemon communication.
Yep.
So as long as my guy's in the deck, we're going to get to have a free search here. Is he? Oh, I haven't seen him yet. Oh, he's prized. I don't get a free search.
Oh my god, the one time it comes up perfectly and he's prized.
Devastating. Yep. I want to use both of these. I'm not going to use one.
Damn it, Blacephalon.
That's alright.
Where were you when we needed you most?
I know, right?
You vanished.
Okay. I'm going to grab NK. That seems pretty important. Now, I'm actually really torn here because I'm holding both of my stadium cards right now, which is Shrine of Punishment and Viridian Forest. And the Viridian Forest, it helps you quite a lot because, like, I know as long as you draw basic energies, you're going to be in a good spot. And the Shrine is pretty strong because if I can find my Mimikyu, it's going to block both of your abilities. But I don't know if it's worth sacrificing my consistency just to try and screw you over. So I'm going to go for the Viridian Forest here.
Yep, and also replacing my Ultra Space does make me search for the 60 damage heal every turn too, so it's kind of a pain for me.
Certainly does. Well, as much as I wish I could have actually taken a bit of advantage of that Ultra Space, it's not going to be the case in this game. So we got this Simpy. I'm looking for at least one more Inky this turn, or at least like a Giratina with an attachment. I can play Viridian Forest, get an extra card out of my deck.
Yep.
I basically just want to hit any Pokemon Search card off of this upcoming Stellar Wish.
Yeah, for sure.
See what happens here. Go for the Stellar Wish right away. And, okay, we missed the Pokemon Search, but I got myself a Switch, which is going to allow for
another
second Stellar Wish. Let's try that again.
Another shuffle.
I don't know. Don't remember if I shuffled. I don't think I did.
Otherwise, I might be just as disappointing as the first one, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'd be able to look one card deeper, which I don't like the chances. Alright, attempt 2. It's a pretty big one. Okay, we got the Pokemon Communication, so that's pretty good. We can chuck the third Jordans.
Just
yeah, I much prefer wasting my Pokemon Communications early, because the later you go into the deck, the less Pokemon you'll have floating around, and you really want your treasures in deck the late game, so if you ever get stamped or something, you'll be able to find the Pokemon that you need at the late game, whether it's one of your tech attackers or a late game Malamar. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the Giratina here, because I've got an attachment in hand.
Yep.
Got a backup Inkay ready to go, and this is pretty much what I'd call an ideal turn 1 for both of us. So let's see what happens. Go for it.
Alrighty. Draw for turn. Oh, look at that. I just top deck the Psychic.
Whoa,
No
not even going to need Viridian Forest.
I'm going to Cherish Ball, I'm going to grab a Stack Attacker GX, and then I'm just going to play a Titanizer.
Would you say Viridian Forest is ever a card that you would consider playing in that deck, just because you are playing like a low count of a couple different basic energy? I guess the other stadium is important though, right?
I mean, Chaos Swell is, I wouldn't say it's essential. It's good at blocking Power Plant, but, yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. I could definitely see it being a one-off because I do play the Guzmahala, so I can search it out, so it means I can search it with 2 energy cards a turn, which is interesting.
And it would certainly come up clutch if you ever prize your Beast Energy, so certainly worth considering. But you've got Steven's Resolve to search for stuff anyway, so
yeah, absolutely.
I imagine it's not too big a deal.
Alright. And then what do I want to do? This Promos is gonna die.
If you get another attacker down, it'll be a little harder for me.
Yeah, but you can just kill it with a Distortion Door, so I don't think it's really worth it. I think I'd rather you just kill it rather than just waste damage on my NagaLord, so I think I'll just let you have this one.
That makes sense. I do still need to actually get it.
Yeah, go.
Is that my turn?
Yep.
Alright. See how we go. My hand is 3 supporters right now, so I'm just going to play Lily for 4. I don't think it's super important I get an attack off this turn. It would be nice, but see what happens.
Yep.
I've got access to it if we get aware of the active off of the Stellar Wish.
Exactly. Sorry, it was last turn.
Yeah, I know. It's exactly the same.
Just need that way to get in the active.
And I think it's like not a crucial knockout because I'm only taking a non-GX. I'm still going to have to kill 2 NagaLords most likely, but it does give me the option to maybe just kill a stack attack or something later on, so I'll certainly be pretty happy if I can get it. Let's see if I'm fortunate enough. And nothing good there. Got a treasure at least, I believe, so I'll settle for that. Which I'll probably just hold. I'll bench Malamar and use Psychic Recharge, and I think that'll be the turn over for me.
No manual attachment?
No, I think I'll hold it since I'm not getting the attack off now anyway.
Alright, no worries. I will drop turn. Awesome. Dark from hand. It's all happening.
Here we go. The turn 3 attack. It's the dream.
NagaLord. Coach Trainer. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I guess another interesting topic of discussion for this new NagaLord deck is when do you reckon is the optimal time to use the GX attack? Like, is it worth going for an early game if you're not knocking out something important just so that you get the advantage of seeing your prizes?
Usually, I would say it is worth doing first if there's not a too impactful a knockout. But in this case, it's my only chance I have to skip your Blacephalon turn. So, even though your Megalopunny is a bigger threat for me in this matchup, I still can't ignore that card. So I'd rather take a couple knockouts first and then go straight down to 2.
That's a pretty smart idea, because if it wasn't for that Blacephalon, this would probably be like a pretty ideal time to go for that. Since I've already got 2 Jirachis on board, it wouldn't be too crucial a knockout.
Yep.
But playing around that Blacephalon's a pretty smart idea. I like the idea of that.
Yep, and I'll just use Jet Pierce for 180. And take a prize.
Seems good. So you're officially taking the first prize in this game. So it's going to be interesting to see how I'm able to come back from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. Top card was a switch. How exciting.
Oh.
Alright. Let's keep filling out some energy. Eventually I'll be able to start drawing some good cards if I keep doing that, right?
Yep, seems like it.
Go for the manual attachment. Play a Mysterious Treasure. Probably discarding Cynthia, I'd say. Got another Malamar. And now I think what I really want to be trying to do this turn is I want to try and get like the Mimikyu down, I suppose, and maybe a Shrine of Punishment to stop those stack attackers. I think if I can block all 3 of your abilities this turn, then I'm in a pretty good position. Yeah, but it is pretty hard to do. If say for example my Giratina had been knocked out instead, then it would be really easy because I'd just Distortion Door instead of Shrine. But it's not that big a deal if I let you keep your stack attackers, I suppose. So we'll see what happens here after these 6 cards. I decided to promote the Giratina instead of the Jirachi because I wanted to guarantee the attack.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's going to punish me here because I did draw the Skateboard, whereas that would have been pretty good. That's alright. Yeah, I think I'm happy to just Pokecom a Malamar into deck.
Yep.
And I'll probably find that Mimikyu just to stop the active Pokemon from using its ability. Healing the 60 damage seems pretty relevant.
Yeah, that is annoying.
So I'll go ahead and bench my new little Mimikyu, very exciting times. And I'll go for a Shadow Impact for 110 damage.
Sure thing. Draw off turn.
I'm on quite a bit of a clock to win the game now. I also didn't get to take that 1 prize card because I ended up missing that turn 2 attack, so you could even potentially end up walling with a Pheromosa later on in the game.
Great potion.
Seems good.
Cherishable. Just thin out the deck a bit. Grab out a NagaLord.
Yep, you might need a second one of those eventually.
Eventually. And I will just Jet Pierce for 180.
Alrighty. So here's where the game will get interesting, I feel. So I've got the escape board, which is good.
Yep.
So realistically, you're going to be hoping to use the GX attack next turn. How much is my Megalopunny doing right now? 6, 12, 18, 240, minus 50 damage, so I'd be doing 190. Yeah. That's like almost enough.
Almost.
I think it might be worth going for the Megalopunny knockout. So Lily I should probably Viridian first, actually. Viridian away a Jirachi, I say. I'll just fail it. So let me just check to make sure that the Lopunny's actually indexed before I go for that strat. Yep. We're all good.
Yeah, because I mean, you're the Distortion Door, so you can get rid of the Ultra Wall this turn.
Yeah, exactly. Does mean I need to get a bit careful with my bench. 180. There's a few ways, some that we can get some good things going here. I'll Lily for 4, see what happens. 2, 3, 4. Don't think we're going to be going for the Lopunny here. Oh, I can maybe Stelvish. Let's see what happens with Stelvish. Alright. Very interesting decision. 180, 240, 250. Just trying to figure out if it's actually possible to kill you.
I don't think. I think you have to get rid of the choice helmet somehow to be able to kill me.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to take the Shrine, because that's going to be pretty impactful, I reckon. Now, I think I'll play that right away. And then I'll treasure away Mew. And I think I'm actually going to grab the regular Mimikyu. Well, like, not the regular one, the old one.
Old Mimikyu, yep.
This can do 180, plus... if I use the Distortion Door, I can get rid of the Stack Attack as ability. I'll put you on 240, 250 with Shrine, so I'm getting close. I don't know if I'll actually go into it this turn or not, but I can certainly get you in range of, like, if Shrine sticks in play for a turn or two, be knocked out.
Yeah.
And I think it might be worth going into this turn, because I know you're looking at GXing next turn, and that would mean you're not able to knock out my Mimikyu. It's really good value. So I am going to bench the Mimikyu, attach Recycle, use one Psychic Recharge, and I will also Distortion Door onto both of your Stack Attackers.
Yep.
And then we'll retreat, go into Mimikyu, and swing for 180 damage, 190 including Shrine.
Yep.
So we're pretty close. This is almost forcing you to knock out, to like skip the Mimikyu, because you really don't want my Blacephalon to get off here, so you might need to keep my Mimikyu alive just to skip the Blacephalon turn.
Alright. Coach Trainer?
Yes, it depends how much you're able to heal as well. Oh, and also don't forget the Shrine damage on the bench.
Yes. Thank you.
Could end up coming up later on, who knows.
Great Potion?
Yep. So what's on the active now? 100 and 200. Well, I reckon I'll be able to do 80 next turn.
Yeah, and then I think I'll GX. So
Alright, it's gone for the GX.
I get to flip the prizes first, and then I get to take 2 of my liking.
So cool that you get
Swell and Coach Trainer.
I love it so much you get to look at them first and then take the best 2 effectively. Alright, so Shrine will trigger and draw for turn. Alright, I'm going to attach Psychic to the bench and then Lily for 4. Alright, not bad, not bad. So how much did we say you've got on the active? 210, so very easily knocked out by a Shadow Impact.
Yep.
So Psychic Recharge twice to the bench, retreat with the Cycle End, going back to hand. Alright, Giratina. And it sucks that this is probably going to be on my last Shrine of Punishment for a little while. But I'm happy to declare Shadow Impact for knockout.
Yep.
And let's see how many B-strings you pull off. It's probably going to be 1, because that's how many you need.
Shrine. Draw for turn. NagaLord.
I think this is going to be a really tight finish.
I've actually drawn quite a bit of basic energy, so what I actually need to do is I need to play Brock's Grip first to shuffle in
I see.
these 4 just to make sure I have 1 of each energy in the deck, because I've got 2 dark in hand, so I know that I actually can't get it with just the 1 B string that I have, and I don't want to risk an ace trainer to have to draw me into the other B string to try and, you know, get another attachment out.
I mean, luckily for you can see your prizes. You know there's none prized, but if you're holding the rest, then that's a little awkward.
Yep. And then, I mean,
You need 2 basic energy in deck.
Yep, and then I will B string.
And the really strong part about this is you're going to be able to promote that NagaLord without damage counters on it, and probably get rid of my Shrine of Punishment. So it's going to be hard for me to block any more abilities that come down for next turn.
Yep, so I have the Chaos Swell.
Seems good.
And then I'll attach Weight Guard as my manual attachment. I'm just going to slap Beastspringer under Pheromosa because it's not going to come up now, so...
I actually don't remember what that card does. Can you remind me real quick?
So, if it's attached to an Ultra Beast and my first knockout is on an enemy's GX, then I take an extra prize.
That's right, it only works when you're on 6 prizes.
Yep.
But good synergy with Guzma and whatever that tech seems to be. Guzma Hala, that's the name.
Yeah, especially with Buzzmosa, because, you know, put a Beast Energy, Jet Punch, an Inkay, oh not an Inkay, but like Jet Punch applies a lot of early pressure, so you can really apply pressure with it.
Seems pretty good.
The only thing I'm really upset about here is that I don't have the other choice helmet, so... But I do get to go.
You've only got 3 GXs in play, so right now the NagaLord Punny is only going to be doing 240, which is a lot. Like, if I had a spell tag on my active, then it could have sealed the game.
Yep.
But I don't. So here we are.
Oh, Jet Pierce.
Taking the Stevens. Alright. So this is where I'm going to be really happy that decks aren't playing custom captures anymore, because it's pretty hard to play a card like that in a deck like NagaLord, so I'm going to be taking advantage of the fact that most decks only have access to recycle. Sorry, not to recycle energy, to Great Catcher. I'm just saying that because I'm holding recycle energy, so I'll put that down. I think I'll discard the Shrine of Punishment to get rid of your Chaos Swell.
Sure thing.
And I'm really just trying to thin as many cards as I can here, because I know the end of the game is quite near. And if I can pull off a reset stamp here, I think I can almost close out the game. I'm going to double Mysterious Treasure.
Well, curiously enough, I'm not playing any of the Gust effects in this deck.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter regardless. You're going to have to knock out this Megalopunny to win the game, one way or another. What is good though is if you hit it for 210 with a... Oh no, the Beast Engine's gone already. I was going to say you could hit it for 210 and then maybe if I retreat it you could like sniper on the bench, but if I retreat it I think you can kill anything else in my board anyway.
Well, not only that, but Beast Energy is also the only way I can attack with Buzzmosa as well, so...
yes, of course.
I need like 3 Beast Energies in this deck for that plan to work, so unfortunate.
So I thinned out as much as possible, go for a Stellar Wish. And, I got a Supporter, which is really tempting, but I think it's just simply correct to take the reset stamp here instead of a Supporter. Bring you down to 1 card. And, I think you're going to have to get pretty lucky to survive this next turn. So, yep, I'll go ahead and play the Stamp.
Sure.
Use double Psychic Recharge onto my Megalopunny. Retreat into it. And I believe I'm doing 240 damage, I think we calculated.
Yep, 240. No reductions in sight, so...
Yeah, and that'll also remove your NagaLord's ability, which is pretty useful as well.
Yep.
And we'll see if your 1 card is pretty busted or not. Or 2 cards actually it'll be now.
Oh, yep, so, and draw for turn. Yep, one of my cards is busted. It's so busted it's banned and expanded, but it's not going to help me here. It's a loser man.
I was thinking like maybe if you got a Steven's Resolve, then you could like retreat into your Pheromosa and then Steven's Resolve for like another Beast Ring next turn or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can still retreat into the Pheromosa.
I can retreat, yeah. Because you did shuffle in all my basic energy, so...
Yep, that certainly helps.
And
Although
then,
you can't let me knock out the Sparamosa if you want the Beast Ring to stay active.
but yeah, I'm not drawing cards anyway. So, yeah, I think he got me here. But
Yeah, if you can't remove my hand, I've got a great catcher to take
yeah,
your
I've just
NagaLord
got
back into the
the
active.
2 cards I got off losing me and the coach trainer and the Tate and Liza. But yeah, that was
Yeah.
it was close when I actually drew the cards. I was actually thinking perhaps I might cut the Beast Bringer, which is just a bit too cute now that I think about it more. But if that was a Beast die, that plus Beast Energy would have been enough to kill the Megalopunny.
Oh, that's really cool, actually. I like that.
50, 80 damage, it would have done 260, so it would have been able to knock out
Yep,
the
that
Mega.
seems like a
And I can
pretty
get
good counter Megalopunny.
can get both of them with Guzmahala as well. So
Yeah, I like that a lot, especially since it seems like Megalopunny is going to be a pretty decent counter for that deck, so having a good option to deal with it is a pretty nice idea.
yeah, absolutely. That pretty much went how I thought it was going to go. I mean, apart from the first game, obviously, where I just wrecked a bit, but you know those things happen, especially in first run-throughs of decks where you haven't got support accounts and certain card counts correct. But
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
These decks can only get better from him.
It definitely was a demonstration of power from Malamar, which is almost already close to the perfect list because everything but those new cards is what had been working before. So it's good to see
Yeah, it was really
the new stuff.
good demonstration to prove not only is Malamar already a functioning deck that's proven to work in the past and is going to continue working, but we also got to show off quite a few of the new cards there. We saw the Mimikyu putting in a lot of work throughout that game. We saw the Megalopunny being one of the deciding factors, and of course, right at the end there, we saw the Great Catcher being the card that ended the game. So definitely nice to see it.
Megalopunny definitely the biggest factor against this deck because it likes to just have so many GXs on the field, and it likes to tank damage. So if it's not reducing enough damage because the opponent does too much of it, then yeah, it's going to suddenly be very difficult. But thanks for joining me again for this one, Jordan.
Not a problem. It was a good time.
Yep, and hopefully all of you at home enjoyed that one. So if you liked the video, just click the sable eye in the middle of the screen to subscribe for more content. On the left is a playlist or is a list of videos that YouTube thinks you'll like. On the right is our Cosmic Eclipse Training Center playlist. And join us next time for more from the Sable Eyes. Bye.